Tervetuloa Nosturiin. Tänään meillä on erikoislaatuinen kaksikko haastattelussa, sillä meillä on Etelä-Karolainan Nile, tuo maailman tekninen death metal-lahjakkuus, jonka teemana ovat egyptiläisjumalat ja muinaishistoria. Sen lisäksi meillä on Melechesh, tuo Israelin pieni ihme äärimetallin saralla, joka niin ikään laulaa mytologioista ja muista kummallisuuksista. Tätä eriskummallista kaksikkoa menemme juuri nyt tsekkaamaan. Pysykää mukana. What bands are you here for?
Well, Nile.
What about Melechesh? Is it your cup of tea?
I don't know. It's the first time.
First time
hear it.
you're
Yes.
losing your virginity.
Yes, with this band, yes.
Okay, what will you expect from the Nile?
Well, a good gig, like always, for sure.
What is your favorite album?
Well, I don't have a favorite because this is not my really music, but I always go to see it, you know.
So, which band are you guys looking for?
Melechesh.
Why Melechesh?
Because they are fucking awesome. They are metal from Middle East. It's really interesting, and I like that band a lot.
Is there some certain album?
The last two ones, Enki and the Pigeonasses.
What about the first ones with the kebab comp?
No.
Kebab Blast.
Not into that so much. I'm into the two latest albums.
Onko Nile paljon parempi kuin Melechesh?
Melechesh en ole koskaan kuullut, niin ei voi oikein osaa sanoa, mutta Nile on hyvä.
Heiltä voi odottaa kebab-komppeja. Millaisia ajatuksia synnyttää sana kebab-komppi?
Nyt täytyy sanoa, että en tunne tätä termiä.
No, oletko sinäkin täällä Nilen takia, vai oletko siksi, että mies raahasi?
On.
Erittäin hyvä vastaus. No, minkälaisia odotuksia rouvalla tästä illasta?
Avoimin mieli.
Entä jos tämä on ihan hirveätä paskaa, niin tuleeko riitelyä tiskivuoroista?
Ei, kyllä mulla on ennakkokäsitys kyllä, mikä tää on.
Miksi olet täällä?
Kuuntelemassa perkeleen hyvää metallia.
Mikä on tämän illan se paras juttu?
Ei, se on tuo erinomainen metallimusiikki kaikin puolin.
Mutta onko joku tietty bändi, mikä on niin se sun juttu, miksi tulit juuri tänään? Vai onko ne kaikki yhtä hyviä?
No, Nile. Kyllä se on Nile. Melechesh on erinomainen myös, ehdottomasti.
Eli jos nämä 2 pistettä 100 metrin pikajuoksuun, niin josko vaan niin rinnanmitalla voitto?
Niin, se on ihan päivän kunnosta riippuu.
Täällä ollaan Melecheshin kiertuebussissa, jossa miekkoset istuvat Nilen äijien kanssa. Tällä hetkellä meillä on niiden Melecheshin pääkaveri, honcho, boss, tai millä nimellä nyt hän haluaakaan itseään kutsua. Hello there, and first of all, tell us the story about the nose.
First of all, mitä kuuluu? The nose is paskiane. I was first night before the tour started. I was sleeping in the bunk. I always like the higher bunks, and I'm not new to sleeping in the tour bus bunks. As a matter of fact, it's the best sleep I get. But I slept on the right-hand side. Usually I sleep on the left-hand side, so I rolled. Of course, there's a bit of alcohol involved, but when isn't there? And I rolled and landed like it's like a meter and 30 centimeters or something, landed on my face. Everybody downstairs here were alarmed. They think someone crashed the bus. I'm not the lightest guy. And they came and my nose was super busted. Also here, I got a scar here. I got a bruise here. I got a bruise in the bone here. But the hands are okay, so I can still play, and that's what matters. But yeah, that was a very nice way to start the tour. So I have to cover up with some shit. It's fucked up.
So, living the tour life, how long is this tour and how many cities are you visiting this time?
This tour is in 2 parts. There's the European part, and then we go to Russia. So in total, I think it's like 25, 26 days. It's not the longest. I like it. I like the touring life. How many cities? I didn't count. I guess it's like 25 gigs we're gonna do. Yeah, because we only have 1 day or 2 days. So I guess in total it's 27 days with 25 gigs.
All right. Talking about tour life, considering a band which plays sort of extreme metal, you are pretty popular these days. What do you think is the secret to success in your case?
I don't know. I mean, we do our thing, and it's like not a gimmick. So we kind of like play dynamic music with its roots are rock and heavy metal, which is extreme metal, of course, but that's the roots. And we try to execute it live on stage, and it comes across pretty well. It's meant to. So it's not really a gimmick thing that we rely on. And maybe some bands are sounding too much the same, and maybe younger fans might like it, but the more the ear gets experience, they want to hear something more, I don't know, credible maybe. So I guess that's one of the reasons it's working out for us. And you got to work a little bit hard.
So what's the worst and best memories you have gotten from tour life? For example, has actually somebody missed a bus, or did you win a lottery when touring in a city?
Yeah, we had one person. We had twice people who missed the bus, but they're in the States. Once we had a bass player. We stopped at a gas station, and everybody just goes out to buy a drink or something. We were all at that time sleeping, so we didn't know that. He quietly went out to smoke without letting anyone know, and the bus left. So he had to call his friends in the Netherlands, because that's the only number he knew by heart. And they called someone who called someone in the tour bus, and the tour bus had to turn back. And once we had a tour manager that overslept or something in Canada, our tour manager. And then we arrived before him, but the lady who booked the show from the night before was very kind and drove him. It was only a few hours, so yeah, that happened twice. It's pretty funny, you know. I never won the lottery on tour, because if I did, I would own my own tour bus. I like touring, so I wouldn't mind having my own tour bus.
Have you had any problems with religions, considering your lyrics and kind of a more like an extreme metal approach? Has there been any problems in that sense, like Muslim countries or something like that?
Well, we've never played in Muslim countries, really. I mean, there's Muslim country and there's Muslim country. There's ones that have normal civil law, and some of them have more religious law, which then I guess no band would play there. No, we played in Dubai. We played there 2 times, and they read our lyrics, they checked it, they saw it's about mythology and stuff, and they said it's perfectly okay for us to play. And Dubai it's a sensitive place, but very liberal, but they try to also respect the local cultures there. So no, it was really fantastic there. So we didn't really experience anything like that. Well, only when we first started in Jerusalem a little bit, but when we were very young. But most of our market where we are usually is Europe and USA anyway, or South America. So not really. We're not experiencing that because we've been most of our time in Europe. I'm sure if you go to some countries there would be some issues, but we haven't been there.
So let's talk about a bit of your lyrics. They have obviously evolved since you started over 20 years ago. What are the topics that mostly motivate you to write the stuff for the band?
Yeah, the lyrics is very, very interesting subject for me, because some of them are metaphors. So I have like a meaning about something else. It's a lot about the origins of mankind. Where do we come from? It's not statements, it's more like reflections, blending it with the mythology, Mesopotamian, Sumerian mythology, and the occult, Kabbalah, cosmology. These are very interesting subjects, right? So I blend them together in my own way and make a message out of it sometimes. Not a message, but just a reflection, But there are songs that have really double meanings. So, like for example, Lost Tribes is literally saying what's happening now in the Near East as well, as a double meaning. the palm, the eye, and lapis lazuli. It's a personal message from my experiences, you know. So yeah, it's a very deep subject, but I cannot over explain it because I want the people to make their own meanings out of it. You know, I want them to read it and understand it their way. It's like it's art. It's open for interpretation.
Now we're gonna switch to the Finnish traditional Easter mämmi. Do we have plates for this, or shall we try straight out of the box?
Plastic plates there, but I can have a spoon from the box now just to
Sure.
try. I'm not into double dipping, so I got a few spoons.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I have no idea how you're gonna like it or how you're.
What is it actually?
Oh well, kuinka selittää memmi israelistaustaiselle hollantilaiselle, joka laulaa muinaista mytologiasta? It's kind of a rye-based stuff, and I don't know how it's done. It's really tragic.
And this you put on
This is,
it?
yeah. Some people prefer to have cream on it. Some people prefer to have it without cream. I don't know what is more kosher or better way. So you have to try
I'll
out.
try the original just to see the pure flavor. I'm not a sweet tooth, but you know,
It's not too sweet anyway, so.
I'm scared now, but
Yeah,
okay, let's
yeah.
do it. I'm an adventurer. I'm gonna eat something that people eat. There you go. Oh god, that's a lot. Shit.
It is an interesting taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kun tästä nähdään, niin mämmisyönti on vakava laji ja nyt ollaan jo melkein puklaamisen ääressä. How would you rate it from 1 to 5 if 5 was extremely good and 1 was the worst shit you ever ate?
1.75.
Thank you for this really cool review. We thank for your time and ja nyt
It's not the worst. It's not the worst, but it's not good for me.
you couldn't recommend it to
No, unless I don't like the person.
your enemies maybe?
Yes, maybe. I don't have enemies, but if I don't like a person, maybe just for fun I'll let them eat the shit.
So you most def need to share some of these with your co-members.
Anyone who makes a mistake tonight, I'm gonna make him eat it. It tastes like rye bread, but
Yeah.
a bit more bitter, but already chewed by someone else.
Exactly. It's like a Guinness without alcohol.
Yeah, well, what's the point then?
Finnish are crazy.
Yeah, I know. I lived with one.
This cream actually kind of alleviates the taste.
Probably
a bit.
this, but I wanted to try the
Yeah.
real version.
That's the real version. But we'll thank you for this excellent review. Ja tässä Melechesh seuraavaksi hypätään vähän toisenlaisiin tunnelmiin. Mitäs te olette katsomassa täällä?
Nile,
Miksi juuri Nile?
koska Nile on vitu kova.
Mikä Nilestä tekee niin vitun kovaa?
Uskomattoman taitava soitto, Egypti-teema, sanotukset, koko homma.
Oletko itse Egypti-hommeleiden fani?
Oon ollut pienestä pitäen kiinnostunut Egyptimytologiasta ehdottomasti.
Rakensitko jo pienenä lumipyramideja?
En osannut valitettavasti, siellä olisi tarvinnut enemmän orjia.
Jaha, täällä on tämmönen yksinäinen näköinen Nile-soturi, jolla on tyyliuskollisesti Ankh kaulassa. Sä oot tullut selvästi katsomaan Nileä, mutta mitä Ankh symboloi sulle?
Se symboloi elämää. Se on Jumalan symboli.
Se on myös kuulemma koko tämän Niilin alueen symboli myös kuoleman mielessä. Täyttääkö se sullekin molemmat merkit?
No joo, onhan ne nyt aika sama asia. Ainakin
Kuolema ja elämä.
Niin, ainakin tässä Niilimerkityksessä. Kyllä.
Mikä vakuutti sinut juuri Nilestä ja heidän Egypti-hommistaan?
Black Seeds of Vengeance.
Erittäin hyvä vastaus, tämäkin hyväksytään. Mitä odotatte illan keikalta?
No tiukkaa vääntöä ja kova teknistä meininkiä. Että
Onko se teknisyys just se juttu?
No ehkä se on Nilen kohdalla. Nilen kohdalla, joo.
Mites tuttu bändi Nile on sulle entuudestaan?
No ensimmäistä kertaa livenä, mutta sanoisiko, että death metal bändeistä ihan niinku ykkösbändi itselleni. Eli ihan vitun tärkeä bändi. Upeat nähdä ensimmäistä kertaa livenä nyt.
Jos saisit kysyä yhden kysymyksen Naililta, jos se voisi olla ihan mitä vaan, mitä sä heittäisit lonkalta?
Jaha, nyt on todella vaikeeta. Ehkä mä heittäisin Carl Sandersille, että jos sut voitaisiin aikakoneella heittää Egyptin aikakauteen, niin olisitko mieluummin maaorja vai sitten tähän aatelistoon kuuluva tämmöinen herrasmies?
Faarao on jo vaihtoehto.
No Faarao luonnollisesti myös kolmanneksi siihen.
Okei. Kiitoksia hyvät herrat. Me ei mennä kysymään Carl Sandersista yhtään mitään, koska me saatiin Dallas meidän vastaajaksi. Mutta mennään kysymään kaikkia muita jänniä juttuja häneltä ja otetaan Nileen vähän perspektiiviä lähemmin. Tsekkaillaan. Nyt olemme Nilen kanssa täällä. Meillä on täällä pitkäaikaisesti bändissä vaikuttanut kaveri. Kysellään ensin vähän kuulumisia ja sitten vähän muita. So, touring in Finland once again. This is how many times you've been in Finland?
Probably 4 or 5. I don't know the exact number, but we've been here quite a few times, particularly to this venue, and we love it here.
So, you're doing a rather long tour, or I don't know if it's short in your terms, but it's taking a whole lot of time and you're seeing a lot of places. Which ones are you most excited to see?
I don't really have a particular favorite. I just like to play loud, and there's a lot of places in the world to do it. There's a lot of like-minded metalheads that want to come and be with us and watch the show, and I think that's the most important thing. I like big places, I like small places. We'll play anywhere.
You've done gigs in a Tuska festival in open air and also now in a club. Which is more your kind of cup of tea?
They both have their advantages and disadvantages. I think that fast, extreme music sounds better in a small club. You can hear the details a lot better. But, you know, the large open-air concerts are nice too because there's also a huge connection with a very large audience. So that's the trade, if you will.
It came to my mind since when I heard you from the very first time, I think it was late 90s, but you were still a relatively new band. And back then you were labeled like a new school death metal, which now seems a bit awkward since it's almost like 20 years ago. But you have more like a modern sound than these old school, let's say, Swedish death metal bands or bands like Dayside. How would you label yourself? Do you feel like more like new school or old school or something in between?
Well, I think heavy metal as a whole has always been somewhat ahead of its time anyways. So what is old school is still extremely new and way over the top for a lot of people that listen to music. I think we're just a band that kind of established our sound, and we want to experiment and do different things without losing the identity of the band. You know what I mean? Like we want to stay Nile. There's so much that we still have yet to discover with the sound that we've created. And so we just want to stay loyal to that, but also not, repeat ourselves too much. But I would say old school, new school, I would just say maybe a little bit of everything. There's definitely some old school stuff in there. We have some doom elements sometimes, some slow crunchy, sometimes we have some fast technical stuff, and it's all about trying to just write a song that connects to the listener. So we don't really think about it in those terms.
Okay, you're a unique band in many different ways, not to mention especially your lyrics, but also the theme that you're all about Egyptian stuff, gods, mythologies, and so on. And now, I know that you have answered this 1,000 times, but once again, what some guys from South Carolina, if not mistaken, how did you end up doing stuff about Egypt?
It was just something that Carl was interested in. When I joined the band in '97, my previous band was about kind of Greek mythology or whatever. So I found that kind of interesting, and the fact that the playing was starting to get into some really new territory, I thought, and it was kind of the direction I was already going in myself. And I think it just kind of happened naturally. It was like, okay, we're writing these songs about Egypt or whatever, and some of the Lovecraftian stuff. Let's call the band Nile, why not? And it just it happened very naturally. I don't think it was anything that was really thought out.
When did Nile become a full-day job for you guys?
I would say that would have been around In Their Darkened Shrines. It was just, we had a couple really successful tours in the States, actually, and we were just like, whoa, wow, okay. So it was very, very surprising to us. It was a big shock. And, we never cared. We had already, guys like me and Carl, we'd already been playing in bands for a decade or maybe even almost 2 decades at that point before, Nile saw any kind of success. So we kind of had given up on that idea and just said, fuck it. We'll just play whatever we can, whenever we can, on whatever level we can. And we're just going to keep doing this because we love music. And I personally still feel that way. If for some reason or another we couldn't do this for a living anymore, I'm still going to play music as much as I can live and put out records,
Now that you mentioned this side project and the more like personal lyrics, how much personal stuff you can put into Nile, or where do you draw the barrier, like what not to write about or so on?
Well, I only write like some of the music for the band. I haven't written lyrics for the band since Shrines, actually. So usually I just write like 3 songs worth of music for each record or whatever. And, Carl can do whatever he wants with that. We can write about whatever we want. Like I said, just because the name of the band is Nile, we have all this imagery, doesn't mean that we can't write a song about, Greece, ancient Greece or something if we wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a name. It's just a banner. But I don't think anybody should have to feel limited by what they wanted to write about just because of, the band name or the concept or whatever.
Let's give your opinion about future. How will the metal scene, especially the death metal scene, evolve in, let's say, 10, 20 years?
There's no way really to predict that. I can tell you that as long as people are into it and listening to it, then it will always be there. Because, well, not just death metal, but heavy metal as a whole. Since the term heavy metal thunder was said in that song, there's been all these other genres and pop music and different trends and all this crap that has come and gone all through all these years. But the one thing that stayed constant is heavy metal in some form, and it's because it is about the music. And certain people in the world can relate to that. It's a special breed. Maybe it's the ears, maybe it's something in the brain, who knows? Or maybe it's just a feeling. The important thing is it seems to it has a lot of staying power. So I feel very confident that there's going to be a lot more killer stuff coming out, and there's going to be a lot of bands that have been doing it for 20 years that, if they're still in good enough health, will continue for another 20 years if they can, So that's kind of my take on it.
So, what are your final thoughts about Finland outside the shows you make? Could you imagine living here?
It's a little cold for me.
Not exactly South Carolina.
No, I mean, we do live up close to the mountains, so we do see like snow and stuff. But this is actually the first time I've been here when snow was not on the ground.
Really?
Yeah. Usually there's like this much snow on the ground. And that's fine. I'm happy with that.
All right.
But I think the people are awesome. There's been a couple of times we've got to go to a club and hang out with some people and stuff like that. It's always a great time. Good people here.
All right. Thanks for your words. Siinäpä meillä oli tällä kertaa Nile tai Nile, kuten se nyt tietenkin pitäisi sanoa. Me kiitämme teitä katsojat ajastanne. Nyt sukellamme keikkojen pariin.
Thank you! It's so good to see so many metal people in one fucking place. Fuck yes.